Thomas More's Utopia is a work of political philosophy presented as a fictional dialogue and travelogue. Written in 1516, the book critiques European society by juxtaposing it with an idealized, fictional society called Utopia. The story begins with More himself meeting Raphael Hythlode, a seasoned traveler, in Antwerp. Through a conversational framework, More learns about Hythlode's adventures and observations of the Utopians, setting the stage for a broader critique of politics, religion, and societal norms. Hythlode's critique of European society. Hythlode criticizes the corruption, inequality, and inefficiency of European institutions, particularly those in England. He condemns the monarchy, the legal system, and the enclosures that displace peasants, leading to poverty and crime. Hythlode believes that these systemic issues create a cycle of suffering that could be alleviated by adopting more rational and equitable practices. His scathing critique serves as a prelude to his description of utopia, which he presents as a solution to these societal problems. The geography and structure of utopia. Hythlode describes Utopia as an isolated island, carefully organized to maximize efficiency and harmony. Its 54 cities are identical in layout and governance, symbolizing equality and uniformity. The capital city, Amoro, is the seat of government and embodies the ideals of fairness and justice. The physical isolation of Utopia reflects its independence from the flawed systems of Europe, emphasizing its uniqueness and the impossibility of contamination by external forces. Communal property and the absence of private ownership. One of Utopia's defining features is the absence of private property. All goods are shared communally, eliminating greed and material inequality. Hythlode argues that this system promotes social harmony, as citizens focus on collective welfare rather than individual gain. The communal lifestyle also discourages crime, as there is no wealth disparity to incite envy or theft. This principle challenges the European emphasis on property rights and capitalism, offering an alternative vision of economic equality. Labor and leisure in Utopia. In Utopia, all citizens are required to work, but the workday is limited to 6 hours, ensuring a balance between labor and leisure. The economy is based on agriculture and craftsmanship, with every citizen trained in both trades. This ensures that no one is overburdened, and everyone contributes to society. The surplus generated by efficient labor allows for the equitable distribution of goods and ample leisure time for intellectual and recreational pursuits. Governance and justice. Utopia's political structure is democratic, with representatives elected at various levels to ensure that power remains decentralized and accountable. Magistrates and officials are chosen for their wisdom and moral character. Justice in Utopia focuses on rehabilitation rather than punishment, with the aim of reintegrating offenders into society. This approach contrasts sharply with the punitive justice systems of Europe, which Hythlode criticizes for their harshness and ineffectiveness. Religion and tolerance. Religion in Utopia is pluralistic and tolerant, with citizens free to practice various faiths as long as they uphold moral principles. Hythlode describes the Utopians as spiritually inclined, but not dogmatic, valuing ethical behavior over religious orthodoxy. This religious tolerance is striking in the context of 16th-century Europe, where sectarian conflict was rampant. More uses this depiction to critique the rigidity and intolerance of European religious institutions. Education and intellectual life. Education is highly valued in Utopia, with a strong emphasis on moral philosophy, science, and the arts. The Utopians believe in lifelong learning and encourage intellectual curiosity among all citizens. They disdain frivolous pursuits, focusing instead on knowledge that benefits society as a whole. The role of education in Utopia is to cultivate virtuous and informed citizens, highlighting the importance of wisdom and critical thinking in governance and daily life. Military practices and peaceful principles. Although the utopians prefer peace and diplomacy, they maintain a well-trained militia for defense. They avoid war whenever possible, but when forced to fight, they prioritize strategies that minimize bloodshed. Utopians view war as a last resort and an unfortunate necessity rather than a pursuit of glory or wealth. This pragmatic yet moral approach to warfare contrasts with the militarism and imperial ambitions of European nations. As Hythloday concludes his account of Utopia, More acknowledges the merits of this ideal society but expresses skepticism about its practicality in Europe. The book ends ambiguously, leaving readers to question whether utopia is an achievable ideal or a satirical critique of contemporary society. Through Utopia, More challenges readers to reconsider their assumptions about property, governance, and morality, offering a vision of a world rooted in equity and reason. The enduring relevance of the text lies in its capacity to inspire debate about the possibilities of creating a better society, even in the face of systemic flaws.